New Thought Media Network is proud to present Cosmic Prayers, your weekly shift, Mondays at 11 Mountain Time, with your host, Laura Topper. The Cosmic Prayers, live from the UK. And now, here she is, Laura Topper.
Hello and welcome to the Cosmic Prayer. It's Monday again. Wow, the weeks go by so quickly. And today I'm so excited to be here. It's 6 o'clock in the UK and 11 o'clock Mountain Time. And if you are here with us, hi Wayne, if you are here with us on Facebook Live, you are with New Thought Media Network, tuned in to the Facebook Live group here, the Cosmic Prayer. Today is a very special day because, yes, we're in the midst of letting go of 2020 and everything that we have experienced as a collective and individually, and entering into 2021, which is just a few days away. And so my idea for this broadcast, for this show, was to bring in some incredible people, practitioners, who know the truth and who understand what in their hearts, what really is happening right now, to be able to hold that truth for us as a collective, for the listeners, and for the people who might be listening later on to the Cosmic Prayer. So today I'm really excited because we have 4 incredible, beautiful lights that have said yes to being here with me on the Cosmic Prayer. We have Robyn Rice Olmstead. She is from Oakland, CSL. Hello, Robyn. Welcome to the Cosmic Prayer. I'm so pleased that you've joined us today.
Good to be here.
Oh, so great to be here with you. Shining your light in that amazing combination of colors. I love it. And we have Gina Colvario, such a beautiful light all the way from Rhode Island.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Good afternoon, actually. Yes.
Yeah.
Good evening.
And we have Lauren. Lauren, are you here from Las Vegas? It's so great. Lauren Ballardini. Hello. Welcome to the Cosmic Prayer. Thank you for joining and being here right now. And Linda Goldsmith, also from Oakland, CSL. Welcome, Linda.
Good day. Good evening.
So beautiful to be here with each of you at this time. Because in my heart, I know what an amazing time this is. It's a time of transformation where we can take what has happened and learn from it, and then enter into that new experience of 2021, which actually is right now, isn't it? We know that in our hearts. So I thought it would be really beautiful for us to each speak on that and to give our understanding in our own way with a certain with a definite topic for each of us. And so Gina, you've said yes to starting this here today on the Cosmic Prayer and speaking on honoring grief and honoring what has happened and the grieving process. So welcome, Gina.
Thank you for having me. And while this may not be the cheeriest of the parts of the show as far as the topic goes, grief and loss colors the glasses that we see through. So if we are not acknowledging what we're really feeling, we're limiting our ability for joy, we're limiting our ability to grow and live life as it's meant to be lived. And there's so many people that are experiencing grief and loss in a tremendous way. Sometimes it's obvious, we lose loved ones. My mom transitioned back in July. And while there's been others, my mother is definitely the most significant. I also lost my beloved Rocky, my German Shepherd, who, that was at the beginning of it all. And it's a different time because we can't even honor these people the way that we would have. There's a loss in the sense of fear. There are people that are worried about, well, what might happen, that there's not that safety, that understanding, or that whatever it was before is not now. And what will it be? And what does that look like? There's financial loss, that people aren't feeling as secure as they once were. Some have lost jobs, some careers, some not knowing and uncertain of what's to come. There's so many different types. There's relationships. There's, when we think of the people and security in our life, we're used to seeing certain people all the time, whether it be in community on our Sunday service, whether it be at clubs or going to a movie or wherever it may be. We had our routines, and when those are gone, there's going to feel a loss. So there's so many layers to what we're going through right now. Some people have had illness. There's plenty of people that have experienced that inability to do what they used to be able to do. Grief is a topic that has been so people don't want to look at it, basically. It's not something that it's that denial, the spiritual bypass. It's not that it's not spiritual to acknowledge where you are. Lying is not helping you. So it's being aware of where I am to start, which gives me the allowance to be able to move forward. And the question is, well, how am I feeling? And what do I do with this? There's days that, especially in the beginning of, I've had times of just feeling like, what do I do now? We're in a place in our country, especially, where there's so much that I look around at and I think there seems to be more division than oneness. And I don't understand where things were a year till now. Like, how did this happen? Where are we? It's just so surreal. And when you look at it all, it can be so overwhelming. And that's where to begin, is right here, right now, is where all of my power is. What do I choose to do today? Grief can absolutely sweep you up like the undertow of the ocean if you allow it to. So you sit in this moment and say, where am I? Where do I choose to be? And how do I get there? And that's sounds so easy when I say it, but the answer is reach out. You need to make sure that you are staying connected online. It's going to be different. So many of us are used to hugging people every day, and it's hard when we don't have that. It feels like something is missing. I can't even see people's smiles and they're wearing masks. It feels like so much is different and missing, but it's not, because we are still one. But it's getting back to that here and now, and using our spiritual practices and our tools, and not spiritual bypassing and saying, oh, I'm okay. I spent years in false cheerfulness. It got me nowhere. It got me unhealthy. That's what it got me. So it's learning how to be present, honor the truth of what's real. In other words, what I really am and who I really am as this individualized expression of divine. And when I'm not feeling that may not be my experience. And if I'm not honoring my experience, I'm limiting my ability of living life in any other way. And I'm not walking into the next year any better off, because I'm already holding myself back. So it's something that I've offered many workshops, and a lot of people show up because no one wants to talk about it. There was always a taboo in it. Well, this may be freeing that. This may be allowing people to say, this is how I feel, this is what I'm experiencing, and how can you help make it better?
Gina, thank you so much. That speaks to my heart, and I'm sure the listeners and each of us here are really compelled by what you're saying, to actually go deeper and own it, and know that what is happening is something that we can all embrace and work through and do the work for ourselves. Thank you so much, Gina. Thank you. It's beautiful. So, Linda, Would you welcome Linda to the Cosmic Prayer? So great that you're here and bringing your light and your gorgeous background. I love it. Behind you.
Thank you.
The color. Yeah, so beautiful. Would you like to, I know for me, it's, the next part is how do we then come from that place of grief, wipe the slate clean after doing that work and recognizing the work that we can do, and then to just wiping it clean and knowing that we can come from that fresh place?
Well, that's a wonderful question. And I too have experienced grief directly this year. I lost my 98-year-old father right before the whole thing with COVID started. And I recently lost my one brother-in-law. And with my brother-in-law, he did not have COVID, but he was very ill in ICU, and my sister couldn't be with him because of the COVID restrictions. And, I felt her heartbreak very firsthand. And it's hard. I actually believe that my father, after 98 years being on this planet, decided he didn't want to play this year. That, he's had enough of life, that this wasn't something he wanted to take on. But I really know that despite the grief or beside the grief, there is also light. And I've really been thinking myself, what have I gained this year? What with all the darkness that is there, there also has been tremendous light, because we've all faced challenge after challenge, and had to adapt. And look at what amazingly resilient beings we all are. I mean, we're here. We're here right now, and we're facing the threshold of something new. And there's so many amazing things that have been uncovered this year, things that I really didn't know, that I really didn't understand about our lives and our world in particular. One of the things that I do as a practice every single night is I have a little glass cup that has the world etched. It's like a globe, and it has the world etched on it. And with my partner, I toast to the world. Every single night, I think about the world. I didn't think about the world before. I really didn't. I'd hear snippets of things and get engaged occasionally. And now it's in the forefront of what I pay attention to. The well-being of all. We talk about that all the time, but now I really, really feel that connection and that need for connection. And to me, the biggest challenge that I understand now is to really understand people who are different than me, and to want to understand, because if we don't start understanding each other, I don't know what's going to happen in the future. And that's where I get into fear and, dis-ease, if you will. So I find this time fascinating. I believe that I signed up for it. I feel a personal responsibility now that all of this has gone on in 2020. I feel like I'm here for a reason, and I'm really, really wanting to make my time on this planet worthwhile. It's it's really a call to action, and I'm not sure exactly what the action will be. And that's where I sit in prayer and ask, what is mine to do now in this amazing space that we're all in together? What is mine to do? How can I have an impact? Because I think I was born to do that. I think each one of us that have come into this lifetime, this moment, we're here for a reason. And so I think it's actually been as grief-filled and as challenging and as difficult it's also amazing and exciting and mysterious. And I'm very glad that we're moving into even if it's a not a real demarcation, but we're moving into a new year, and I know that it's going to be a good one. I do. That's what I'm holding every day. So
thank you, Linda. So powerful.
thank you.
Thank you. Proactive Imagineers. I love it. Thank you, Wayne, for being here and being present on the Cosmic Prayer. Mm-hmm. And for anybody that's listening right now or may catch up with this later, you are here with 4 incredible religious learners who live this truth and know the truth and are here to share that truth right now on the Cosmic Prayer in this time, really in Christmas and New Year, where we have the opportunity to acknowledge what has happened and what is happening and what is yet to happen, and know that this is to God and the divine expressing through. So thank you all for being here. It's beautiful. And Lauren, you are in Las Vegas.
Yes,
welcome.
I
Lauren.
am.
So great.
Thank you.
And please share, about your experience and self-love and how we can honor ourselves with that self-care right now at this time.
Thank you. I love this topic. And Gina and Linda, thank you so much for what you shared. I took notes and I definitely needed to hear what you both had. So thank you. When this whole pandemic started, I literally was on a cruise ship with my mother and sister. And my sister is a big follower of Esther Hicks. So I was on a cruise ship with Esther Hicks. And so I felt like we were in this bubble of love and protection and safety. And when I got off the ship, and my loving husband really kept quiet when I would check in with him, didn't tell me what was going on at home. So I came home into chaos on March 15th. It was, the toilet paper was already gone and all that stuff. So I really started to spiral at first. And I didn't have, I'd come off of this great cruise ship, but then the reality with the small R, reality of what I was seeing in my hometown and then in the country and the world, it spoke to me. Within a few days, I could really feel myself being pulled away from what I know and away from that truth. So I got really serious and thought now I have more time than ever to really put my spiritual practices to work and actually lengthen the time that I'm spending. So in meditation and prayer, it came to me that I needed to be with like-minded folks. And it's funny, when I was thinking about it, really, I wanted to be with life-minded folks. We couldn't be together physically. So I decided to start with my community, my center in Las Vegas, and I started a book study on Zoom, this new application I'd never heard of before the pandemic. And we used the book, The Art of Uncertainty by Dr. Dennis Merritt Jones, and did a book study. And I was so grateful. I'm friendly with Dr. Dennis, so he was kind enough to give me some material to use and to do this book study. And it really, I felt like, set me on the pace of the mindset thought I was only going to need for a couple months. And I've realized it's needed to become my daily practice. So that really started off this time of this 9 months for me. I really noticed also that I needed to keep my time on the news in check. So for me, practicing self-love was maybe giving myself 10 minutes of what I needed to know and being mindful of the sources that I was watching or listening or reading, and then turn it off and not letting myself go any further. And also in conversation, practicing self-love, I started another practice, which was listening to learn and speaking to be understood. instead of speaking to change anyone's mind and listening just while I'm building up my own reaction to what I want to say back. It was what's been going on in the United States and also with the pandemic really had me get to practice, allowed me to practice this. And really I got to learn, and I kind of tags back to what Linda was saying about listening to, how we're listening to the differences and honoring our differences. And when I can just listen to understand, it's such a softer place. And I think it salvaged, restored, and strengthened relationships for me that could have otherwise gone a different way. And then I also just remembering that I'm part of the infinite, and we all are. And again, like Gina and Linda spoke to, we're all in this together. I know it's been said that, we're all in the same storm. Maybe we're in different size boats. And while all of us have experienced grief, perhaps not to the extent that others have, but we're weathering this together. And I've never felt more connected than I have this year. Even though I desperately miss the physical hugs, I've created new friendships and bonds, including our wonderful host, Laura, and the other practitioner representatives that represent CSL across the globe. So I feel very blessed, and I'm so grateful to be included in this show today. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, Lauren, for being here and being present and shining your light with so many gems there. And I love that, speaking to be understood. It's beautiful. And learning to love ourselves in ways that we may have just taken ourselves for granted before. Yeah. Thank you, Lauren. Robyn Rice, welcome to the Cosmic Prayer, and thank you for being here again. You came on a couple of weeks ago with your husband, Reverend Gill, and that was an amazing experience talking with you and knowing more about you and your family. And then I know you texted me and said you'd done something with your Christmas tree with intentions, and I thought, wow, what a beautiful thing to talk about, how we can set or be more affirmative with that process of setting intentions and being more disciplined in that. Yeah, please share on that, Robyn.
Well, so much of what's been spoken resonates. I so appreciate everything everyone said. And I think like many things, we get very used to hearing certain things or buying into certain things. And so when you said intention, I was thinking about the power of intention. How much do we hear about that? And it's kind of become this thing. It reminds me of back in the day when The Secret came out, and all of a sudden everything was about manifesting. And so I actually looked up intention, and it was about being intentional. And I thought that to me felt a whole different way than just setting your intention. And so what came up for me was, I think the most important thing in setting your intention is making sure it's really what you want. Because I feel like a lot of people nowadays I can set the intention like that, I want to go to the gym, and maybe it's because my friends are doing it or everybody's doing it, or I want to lose weight, or I want to, but is that my intention, to go to the gym? If I hate the gym, it's probably not going to happen. If my intention is to get healthy, or if my intention is to begin to look at where it's coming from and what's my real intention around it, because it becomes materialistic. And I think it's really important to get back to basics with intentions. And that's why I loved Linda's ritual of taking the cup at night and cheers, toasting to the world, and really being conscious and intentional about sending love to the world. Because, you know, sometimes I feel like we say it, but do we really stop and do it? And so I think that's the first thing I would say about intention, is that you have to get intentional with it. We set intentions every day. We get up and we go brush our teeth. We, you know, do those small things. But can we wake up and really, I like to wake up and really be with, what's my intention for the day? What do I want to accomplish? What do I want to get done? What do I want to see? You know, and I'm really just taking a moment to sit and be with your intention. And I think also that gratitude comes into it, because setting an intention isn't asking for something. We really want to be appreciative of where we're at and what we have, and go forward from that place of gratitude and clarity into, you know, why you're setting your intention. So I think that those things are very important. And so what we did after I was on Laura's show the last time, I don't remember how it came up now, but something came up that had me thinking about intention and vision and things like that. So what I did was, we got a little Christmas tree, because we have a big Christmas tree in our living room, but we have a little Christmas tree in our bedroom. And we've got these clear Christmas balls, and my intention was to decorate them and to paint them with our intentions for the new year, for our life, for whatever. Because I started thinking about how everybody starts to set their New Year's resolutions or think about them. I never get them set anymore, but the process is still in my head. And I thought, well, what if I really started thinking about it now? What do I really want in the new year? What would I like to see happen, you know? And not only for myself, but for my family, and for the world and my community, and all of those things. So we are decorating the Christmas balls with, you know, a variety of things, from peace to date nights. You know, it doesn't really matter. It's just really where our energy is, you know, and just wanting to focus in on the fun, on the joy, on the love, and on the gratitude, really, for everything that's happening, everything that's happened this year. I'm, you know, as some of you have said, I'm just, you know, I'm really grateful for the awarenesses that I didn't have before, and the connections, and all of the things that have come up in this seeming time of chaos. So again, coming back to intention, just having that clarity, and then I think keeping accountable to your intentions is important, and being really gentle with yourself. It's not, I don't feel like an intention is the same as your to-do list. You know, it's not something that has to get done, or you beat yourself up about if you don't get it done or it doesn't happen. It's really, in my opinion, designed as a place of empowerment. It's like if you got in your car and didn't know where you were going. You know, that wouldn't be a good way to do it. So when you set your intention and you get where you want to go, That's the celebration, and that's the gift of your own empowerment and the power of possibility within you to create your life the way you want to. So that's what I think, and that's the creative platform that I choose to view intention from.
Beautiful. Thank you, Robyn. So inspiring for me, and I'm sure for each of us. And if the listeners are here right now or joining later on at the Cosmic Prayer, this is the place to be, because we are here with incredible teachers and leaders, Robyn Rice and Gina and Lauren and Linda, who are practitioners of truth and know the truth in their hearts. And that's why we're here today, because this is a really important time to know that what is happening for us. And amidst the pain and the suffering that we're each feeling in our different ways. Here's Bonnie, beautiful, 5 beautiful wise women sharing their wisdom with us. Oh, thank you, Bonnie, for being here. And I'm holding that space of love for you, Bonnie, right now. And I'd like to just add in here, that this, to kind of bring together everything that's been said, that we have this, like you were just saying, Robyn, that we have this potential in each moment if we choose to, and that's the thing, isn't it? We have a choice to come into that place of knowing that God is expressing through everything, the divine life, love, the creative intelligence, whatever it is we want to call it. For me, earlier this year, I found myself living in a situation where I wouldn't have, in my conscious mind, chosen to live necessarily, to think, oh, this is where I want to be, living in this kind of situation. And it's been 6 months living here with Jason in a really small room. And yet I know that so much good has come through it and from it. And I wouldn't have swapped it for anything. Even all of the heartache and the me thinking it should be different. And I think that when I did move in here, a really dear friend of mine, Reverend Johanna, from Graham CL, she said to me, she got on the phone, she said, Laura, this too is God expressing. Come on, it's all God expressing. Yeah. And I really have sat with that so deeply over the last 6 months, because we know it in our head, but it's when it really drops into the heart and principle becomes of life rather than just information. So for me, that's what it's been about. And I think what I really want to share as my piece for this is that we do have the opportunity in each and every moment to get to that new vista, which is inside, really in our hearts, in the kingdom of heaven within, to be in that place. And just going right back full circle to Gina, talking about grief. And that's part of the process of owning that, so that we can get to this new place of knowing, actually in this moment, there is the potential for the new possibility, and I can be a part of that. So I feel very inspired with whatever has happened and whatever is yet to happen, because I feel that this isn't over. There's more. And yet we are, thank you, Linda, for reminding me that we are prepared. We are all here prepared. We were born prepared for this moment, knowing that we're ready as practitioners to shine that light for ourselves and for others, hold the light for others too, right now. So I have a candle with me. Have we all got candles with us? Because I asked that we all bring a candle and light the candle and light our own candles. or use one of those candles that we turn on. You turn on. I haven't got one of those. I've got a real one here. as a knowing of the light that is always here, that we're shining this light for ourselves and for everybody, for every sentient being on this planet. And maybe if we can go around and if each of us want to just express a few sentences or words or feelings, whatever is on our hearts for listeners right now. Whoever wants to speak first.
So I think what's coming up for me that just keeps playing over and over in my head is forgiveness. And I just think it's really important in this time for everyone to breathe and to forgive that, not only others, but themselves. And truly, if we believe what we say and teach, to truly know that we are right on target, that God's got this, and that this is the divine plan unfolding. And we don't have to understand it, and we don't have to like it. We just have to trust that we're taken care of and exactly where we're supposed to be, doing what we're supposed to do.
That's beautiful, Robyn. This reminded me of a workshop where I was reminded that sharing our light does not diminish our light one bit. And so no matter what, remember my light, remember the light in others, and if anyone has forgotten and their light is dim, to share mine.
For me, truth is still true. It'll always be true. The truth of divine is true of me. So that love, that light, that wisdom, that allness, that power, that freedom is never diminished. It's the eyes that I see through. So my prayer often is, fix my eyes. Fix my eyes, that I may see aright, that I may see truth and realign myself with it.
Thank you.
Beautiful. And for me, I think the call is to never take anything for granted anymore, to really value everything that is beautiful and true in my life and in your life. And just to know that there is beauty no matter what is happening.
Yeah. Wow. For me, it's to know that, yes, this too is expressing. And that as we, or I, turn to that knowing with faith, having faith in the seeming darkness, is always the light, even if it's a tiny, tiny flickering flame that I might think isn't large enough to think. As tiny as that light is, it is greater than the darkness. And having faith in that can be the leading way into the new. Thank you. Thank you. I'm going to keep my candle lit all for the rest of the evening. I'm going to keep it here. It's beautiful. Flame on. Yes, Wayne, flame on. So as you usually on the Cosmic Prayer here, we end with a treatment, a prayer. And it would be so amazing if we could all give that prayer from our hearts today together if you'd like to be a part of that. Whoever would like to begin, I'm just going to leave it open, and then as the prayer passes on, it passes on to whoever we passed it on. So who would like to begin? Gina?
I know that there is only one. There is one perfect power, one perfect presence, one love, one light, one. It is harmony, it is joy, it is peace. It is that one source, the Alpha and the Omega, and everything in between. It is, was, and always will be right here, right now, in the allness of the universe. Beyond comprehension, that perfection, that infinite abundance, wholeness, and peace. And knowing that truth of what that is, that allness that is beyond comprehension, that beauty, that harmony and joy. I know it includes me. I know that I am an individualized expression of that joy and peace, that beauty, that wisdom, that abundance. And as I know it of me, I know it of each one here on the show today, each one viewing in this moment, or any given moment that is the perfect divine right here, right now. And knowing that truth, I claim every truth, every aspect, every good that is my birthright. And I pass this light to my sisters.
And I am so grateful right now to be here with so many incredible practitioners, Gina and Lauren, Robyn and Linda. And I know that as I am one with the presence, that we each are this, and that Spirit is expressing through me and us and everybody listening, through New Thought Media Network, through Diego producing the show, Reverend Robert, everybody that is yet to listen to this, that we are one here in this. And that as we express in our uniqueness, we bring through that divineness, the divinity of God through us. And as we do this, we open up for love, for joy, for healing, for knowing, for wisdom, prosperity, well-being. This is who we are. This is who I am. This is the source and the ground of my being, and I know it for each of us here, right now, on the Cosmic Prayer. And I know that this is an eternal and infinite principle, and that as I open up in my mind and my heart and in my awareness, I accept this. I accept this so deeply and with so much gratitude. And so I realize that we are all here right now as this expression, as this divinity, as this love, as this wisdom and knowing and joy and health. And I know that this is the expression that is coming through. This is the mandate. This is what it is all about. And that each of us are now opening up to receiving this so greatly in our hearts and in our minds and in our whole beings. And I pass this on now. I pass this treatment on.
I'm knowing for myself and for each and every person that has experienced this year called 2020, that we take the gifts that have been given and remember them as we move into that new year. I affirm for myself and for each person that can hear my voice that we are intentional with the authenticity of ourselves, our lives, and our love. And that is easily matched as we enter into this new year, knowing what is ours to do through meditation and through contemplation, that we hear that still small voice and take heed to the wisdom that it gives each of us. I'm also so grateful to know that I and everyone else can not only remember the gifts, but also remember what we've missed this year, so that way when we get to experience those joys again, that we express our deep gratitude for them and take it with us, never forgetting how fortunate we are to experience the gift of physical touch, hugs and smiles that we can see, and remembering to express this love in new ways to more and more folks. And I'm so grateful for the way in which Centers for Spiritual Living has been able to sustain and reach out beyond the walls that used to contain us. And I know that this teaching and these principles are reaching out further than ever before as a result of what we have all collectively experienced this year. And so I know that lives are changed and people are uplifted into this new way of thinking and being. So for all of these blessings, I give great thanks, and I pass.
And I claim that as we take these learnings and blessings from this past year with us into the future, we are absolutely grateful. And we know that we have gained so much more than we ever knew possible, that we are awake, alive, awake, and that we move forward in anticipation, in joy as we step into our greatest yet to be, learning from every challenge, from everything that is perceived as darkness. We move into this time of light, of growing light. And we walk this journey together. We walk hand in hand, even though we are 6 feet apart. We are together. We hold each other in our hearts with absolute love. And we learn to walk together no matter what our differences, no matter what our seeming separation. We are one. And for this, I give so much thanks. I'm so grateful to know this, to actually really know this now as I move forward in my life with you. And so I pass my word.
And I just say yes, yes, yes. Yes to all that has been said, all that has been spoken, all that has been heard, all that has been felt. And I'm just so grateful. I am so grateful for the very breath that breathes me, knowing that God is truly all that there is. And as I stand in this knowingness for myself and for each and every person on this call and beyond, each and every person that listens, each and every person that will never have the opportunity to listen, I know their oneness. I know their allness. I know their fullness with spirit. And I know that they too have felt the call to shine, to truly ignite their light, to truly live into the world in that way, in that space. And for this, I am just grateful, because I know that today we move into that space of truly creating a world that works for everyone by listening to learn and speaking to be understood. And for this, I'm so grateful. Y me doy gracias a Dios. Yo sé que Dios es el único presencia. Yo sé que es mi vida. Y yo sé que todos juntos podemos conocer un mundo de paz y de amor. And for this and so much more, I just say, así lo es, and so it is.
So it is.
Así no es.
Amen.
And so it is. And so it is. Thank you. Thank you to each of you for being here, being so present, so authentic, so from your hearts, and so willing to share today on the Cosmic Prayer. I'm just so grateful. And thank you for the listeners. We have Robyn Rice up there. Oh no, she's down back here now. Robyn Rice. Maybe Diego, you could flash Robyn's information. Passed on the banner. There we go. blissapinjourney.com. Robyn is an incredible teacher and guide and wisdom teacher and leader. And thank you, Robyn, for being here. And
Thank you,
Gina,
Laura.
thank you. Gina, believe in you today. Gina's a life coach and spiritual leader and teacher and guide and author as well, I know, and a creative, so many beautiful things that you are, Gina. Thank you for being here today.
Thank you for
on the
having
Cosmic
me.
Prayer. Yeah, shining your light. And Lauren, beautiful Lauren from Las Vegas, CSL, from Las Vegas, CSL. Thank you
so much, Laura.
It's amazing for you to be here with that incredible tree of life there in the background and in the foreground with you. Thank you. And Linda, it's wonderful to know you and meet you and be here with you. And thank you for sharing so much on the Cosmic Prayer for everybody, for us all here and for anybody and everybody that is listening. And Bonnie, so great that you're here. There we go.
And Laura, can I say
yes,
one thing?
Please do, Robyn. Please share.
I really want to thank you, obviously, for the show, and Diego for putting in his time, and Reverend Robert for truly holding the vision, because I know that this has been a long time coming, and it's no easy task. And I'm just so grateful to Reverend Robert and everybody who participates in this network and holding this vision. So thank you all.
Absolutely. Oh, Robyn, it's
you.
so
Thank
true
you.
that the integrity and the vision and the intentionality of New Thought Media Network and Reverend Robert and each of the presenters and those that come on and share, and the music and all the forms and shapes that New Thought Media Network takes. There is the website address, ntmedia.org. As a listener, if you feel moved and touched and your heart has been touched by this today, you are welcome to leave a love offering donation to support the ongoing evolution of this station, of this broadcast station, and the incredible work that everyone, Reverend Robert as the visionary for this, are doing. So ntmedia.org. And for anybody listening, if you feel like wanting to sponsor the Cosmic Prayer, we're open for that as well. So you can actually go to the ntmedia.org as well and email into Reverend Robert, and you will be emailed back. That would be an amazing thing. So thank you all again. I know the five of us are going to hang out a little bit backstage with Diego afterwards. And thank you, Reverend Robert. There we go. Fabulous show. Brilliant. And goodbye, everybody. I will see you next time back here on the Cosmic Prayer.
Thank you for listening to Cosmic Prayer Your Weekly Shift with Laura Topper on the New Thought Media Network. If you've enjoyed this programming, please tell a friend and join us again next week for Cosmic Prayer, Your Weekly Shift with Laura Topper.